man. I missed. I caught you on the off week where you were like sick or not doing well, and then on the next week I was playing, and I like, oh, it was Wednesday, and I was like, oh no, it's not Wednesday, it's Thursday.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah, you get those days get kind of crossed when you're like on this doing this all day long, you know.
Yeah, my wife has been watching. That's what she does while she's doing her stained glass work. She just
Mhm.
puts somebody doing a video game on
Mhm.
the
Oh, I,
TV
I
in the
do it a little bit
background.
now. I do a little bit. I do a little bit myself. I'll admit. So when a new game comes out or something, I'll watch a little bit of it. I do watch Asmongold, which he's like one of the big guys. But I watch his YouTube stuff. I don't really watch his game stuff as much. But when he puts his game stuff up, I watch a little bit. But I like to watch his stuff when he talks about other stuff like what's going on in the world and different kinds of things like that. I prefer that over his games, but I still watch some of his game stuff that he talks about because I do play games. I do
So
want to
what
know
game
about.
does he play? Call of Duty?
No, he doesn't play Call of Duty. He's not
Oh,
a
I
shooter.
just figured.
He's more MMOs and stuff like that.
Oh, I just figured when he was talking about things going on around the world, he
No,
was
no,
in the
no,
right
no, no.
mindset.
He talks about real stuff.
How you
So
doing, loyalist?
Oh, life just keeps on giving it.
Keeps on giving it, don't it? Don't it? It
Man,
does.
oh man! Tell you
It
right
does.
now, I feel like my backside's a freaking putting green or driving range or whatever.
Oh, you
Just
got a little
keeps
back problem?
No, yeah, but that's just because I've been sitting in the damn hospital chairs most of the day.
yeah,
Oh, okay. I can understand that.
My
Yeah.
mother-in-law's back in there. It's just like this is just
Okay. All
insane.
right.
I kid you not. In the last freaking 12 months, I've been to the hospital more than I have in the entirety of my life prior to that. I mean, it is just insane.
I don't know. I think I can get you on that one.
Oh, I'm sure anybody. I guarantee you, I guarantee
I've
you, I
been
spent
I've been in
less
that
than.
hospital bed quite a bit for the back in my life.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I wasn't, and now it just seems like I'm constantly visiting somebody there or going there for
Mhm.
myself, or it's just like, God, this is just.
Yeah, I've done it. I've done it. My parents are getting up there. I've visited them a little bit here and there. Yeah, I know. Yeah.
it's not fun, that's for sure.
No, no, no. You're getting up there in age, and they're
Well,
getting up there in age, and
and
other families.
the thing is there's just never any answers there. Just more questions. Oh, well, we got to run this test, and this test, and it's like, what do we
Well,
know?
I know what all those tests are. Luckily I was a paramedic. I
so
can't
you
answer
were
the
able, you were able to do medical emergencies on people who ate your food and got food poisoning.
yeah, right, yeah. That's a good one. That's a good one. I cooked, then jumped in the rig, then took him to the hospital.
There you
Mhm.
go.
No, I,
I'm a full service stop here for you.
that's
How
my
you doing,
my
Tom?
problem too. Is I got a lot
That's
of.
pretty good. That's pretty good, Lawrence. That was actually my second job after I quit culinary because of the
Oh,
hours.
wow.
Yeah, yeah, that was pretty good.
Wait, you went to EMT for better hours?
No, I didn't go for better hours. I went because, yeah, actually, I did. I went for better hours.
Oh, that's not good, but I know what you're
But the
saying.
pay, but the pay wasn't as good. That's why I quit that. I quit that career.
Yeah.
The money, but I'll tell you what, I love the job. The job was fucking. I'm sorry. The job was freaking unreal.
Oh,
Uh,
we're not public, so you're good.
okay, okay. The
Okay.
job,
Are you
but still,
sure?
I do need to. The job is friggin' unreal. It is
Zero
a
viewers.
okay, yeah. The job is friggin' unreal. It is. I really enjoyed what I got out of the job, especially with families, different things like that, helping people out. I really enjoyed the job. I wish it paid more. I would have stayed with it. I really would have. It just I was trying to get in the firefighter side like my brother did. Um, I was trying to, but I couldn't take time off to go into firefighter school and work also. You just can't, I didn't have that time to do that. You have to work, you pay bills, da da da, and I couldn't take that time off to firefighter school. and go into firefighter school and then get into the thing. I was trying to do where you go into firefighter school and they hire you, go into firefighter school and do that. I almost made it, but of course, guess what? I don't have a different color. You know, we'll leave it like there. But you understand. You can understand that one. But I was close. I was close because I had the paramedic on. I had the paramedic. I was close. I almost made it.
I was this close.
Yep.
To go into a police academy. I was thinking about becoming a police officer. I wanted to be a sheriff, but I wanted to help people. You know, I wanted to be able to do stuff like that.
After my goal before epilepsy, I got epilepsy, was military and then go into the marshal service after military. Yeah. I had the whole thing planned out. Everybody's like, "Damn, you got it planned." I said,
military was all I wanted to do.
And then life happens.
Yes.
In high school, military.
Absolutely hit it, Tom. You hit it, Tom.
But
life happens.
Then as I got older, I was like, well, I'm kind of glad I didn't get into the military. My family, I got a lot of family that did, but
all my family did. You got to, if you look at my family, military. It's
a lot of my aunts and uncles went into the military.
I got boxes and I got boxes with flags in it. What do you call them? The shadow boxes. I got shadow boxes in my house.
Yeah, my grandparents and aunts and uncles on both sides of my family went into the military, but my mom and dad never did. So, I guess I checked Patreon, and the Patreon no one's watched it. So I guess everybody's been busy today, huh?
I watched it.
I
watched the one
to come on and talk about the combine tonight. You know, that's one reason I really wanted to get on tonight.
I watched the one you posted earlier with Gerard and Rodney, where Brandon was on there just for a minute or two.
That's not the Patreon video.
No, I watched the Patreon because
he's not talking about that.
Right.
Yeah, he's not
I
talking
just
about
thought
you get to see the whole Brandon part. That's actually the next one to come out. You get to see him for the whole first half.
It popped up on YouTube. It popped just before, about an hour before this one. It popped up, and I went to click on it. Then it said that you took it down.
No,
the one that you said that would come out tomorrow. It almost
okay. The one that was that's a short that I dropped.
Yeah, but it went away.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Yeah, I had to delete it because it wasn't the right length. It was 1 minute and 1 second because I made a short.
Yeah.
So I cut it down to 53 seconds so it would actually be a short. That's just a short from tomorrow's episode.
Okay.
Tomorrow's episode will be up tomorrow. And I actually got recorded first thing on the recording because, you know, I didn't want to have Brandon on there and, you know, go through a whole episode with him. I told him 20, 25 minutes or, you know, asked him if that was good. And he said, yeah. So
that was pretty cool that you had him on. That was.
Oh, yeah. It was a hell of an episode. Brandon's a hell of a dude.
So is he coming to the Colts?
No.
Is he coming to the Colts? Yeah, right.
No, he's going to be a lifer, I think.
Yep. He wants to be. He wants to play 2 more years. He's 35, 36, and wants to play 2 more years.
Wow.
And he wants to stay with the Eagles.
Yeah, he gets 15 in and done.
Yep. Yeah. So you did watch it. Okay.
That's what I said. I watched the whole the whole show and stuff. I just
I've been watching some of the shows lately.
I don't watch the YouTube one. What I do is I start the YouTube one and click the like and let it play, and I just mute it, and then I go to watch the Patreon at the same time.
Yeah.
But
I always watch the YouTube one so I can hit like and and share.
Yeah, I've been doing that. I've been watching YouTube so I can hit the like button for
you. This one, there's about 15 minutes worth of content before we even start recording.
Yep.
I'll watch it tomorrow.
Oh, okay. That's what it is. Okay. All right.
That whole Patreon, because Brandon was a little late and we were just sitting there jibber jabbering. And I was like, screw it. I'm recording for Patreon,
Okay.
So,
all right.
Well, I will watch that tomorrow then.
Yeah.
And next week sometime, I haven't gotten, I'll probably text him Thursday or Friday, but I'll have Paris Campbell on next week.
Awesome.
To figure out when he'll be on.
So
And,
how'd you get Brandon? Was that something that Rodney
Rodney?
connected you up with?
Yep, Rodney. And then
I'll check.
Gerard. And then Gerard said, "Oh, I just talked to somebody last week. I'll get this person on for a show here, pretty soon,
So neither of
maybe-
you guys have seen the one where they're talking about the league and digging more into Brandon stuff.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, well, like I said, watch it on Patreon. You get all the freebie stuff. Plus, that's actually the first part they recorded, so you'll be able to
Okay.
watch all that you haven't seen first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. But yeah, the guest that Gerard said he's going to bring on, that'll bring a lot of views. A damn lot of views, because most of my followers are Colts fans.
So Peyton
Right.
Manning's going to be on.
That's exactly where I'm at.
I know, right?
I wish.
I wish. I know, right?
The sheriff's in town.
If I had the sheriff on my fucking show,
I know.
I would.
Views.
I'll end up with like 30,000 freaking subscribers by the end of that one.
Exactly.
Yeah, and 1 million views, man.
Well, what you need
Robert
to do,
Bassett will be a good pull.
no, what you need
It
to
would
do,
be a damn good poll.
do this is you need to get Tom Manning to come on your show and then advertise you have Manning will be on your show. And
Yeah, no
automatically
shit.
you'll
No
get,
shit.
no
People be pulling it.
I sort of rolled the dice though, because there's people like me that I would see that and I'd be like, God damn it! I mean, I'd like to hear from Tom Manning, but I thought I was going to see Peyton.
Everybody does it on YouTube, loyalists.
I know. Doesn't mean I have to like it, by golly.
Well, they did
Yeah, I
that.
know there would be. Hey, and dislikes are drive the content too.
Well, I forget who did it, but when they hired Tom Manning, their title was the Colts hire Manning as, I'm like, what? It's like,
And I'm being a
that's
little
like-
disingenuous because I don't mind that as much because at least, like you said, you'd have a Manning. I'd find humor on that, okay? But what I hate is when they sit there and say the title says this, and then you watch the video or whatever, and there's
Yeah, right.
nothing. There's
Right.
nothing
Yeah,
that
that's
ties.
bullshit.
yeah.
And I hate that. That's what I'm
Right.
talking about, the clickbait shit. It's like,
Well,
oh,
if I-
this is
if I end up
amazing.
with
This
the whole-
happened.
Oh, I know what
And
you're talking about. Oh, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
they're like,
when
this
doing
is
it, and
amazing.
They have
This-
nothing
I can't
about
believe
it.
This,
Yeah.
this was seen in
Oh, I
space,
know.
and then it's a video about paint drying on a wall or something. It's like, what the-
And it's always,
fuck?
but the problem is those are always like, if you look at the content creator, the name, it's like Vietnamese name
Right.
every stinking time.
Oh
So,
no, I've seen
I don't
other
even click on
content
them
creators do it, Lawrence.
And they've got like 200,000 subs and shit,
No, I
Right.
absolutely. I've never clicked on those. I just never trust the, what side am I going to? And old man. I'm sure what I'm talking about makes no sense, but I'm just like, nah, they're not a friend. They're not even a friend of me. So
Yeah.
See, I
Usually,
might
if
even,
I don't know them.
it
I
would
don't
be
know.
awesome for me to have announce that I have Manning coming on the show and people come in and maybe be upset yet slightly pleasantly surprised, find out it's not Peyton but Arch.
There you go.
oh, there you go.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You
I was
could
gonna say-
we'd settle for Eli. You can even get Cooper.
I'll be
Get
honest with
Cooper
you.
on.
I'd be
Yeah,
happy
I
with
think
Tom.
Arch right now would be the not Grandpa Archie.
No, the young kid.
No,
Arch. Yeah.
Arch. Yeah. I know. I didn't think you meant.
I ain't
I
gonna lie.
meant the Hall of Famer. I didn't.
I
Think
mean,
you
I'd
meant the
be
Hall of
okay with
Famer.
having Archie on here.
Yeah,
Shit.
more
Oh,
power
oh,
to
oh,
you.
oh,
If you
oh,
can,
quarterback.
if you can
Who
get
wouldn't?
Archie on there, more power to you.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest with you. I'd be just as happy to talk to Tom Manning with these tight ends we got.
Oh,
picking
yeah,
up
no
Manning.
doubt. We got a good.
I'd
class of
love
tight
to
ends
hear
this
what his
season.
plan is.
Mhm.
Well, and I don't, not that exactly. Yeah. Tell us, what is your offensive scheme set? Don't
Are
worry.
you going to
nobody's watching.
use?
Yeah, right.
No, there would just
Here's
be
my
one.
playbook.
No, it'd be a
What's your
simple
brother's?
question. Are you going to use Jelani more than twice in a game? That's it. That's all I want to know. Are you going to use Jelani more than twice? That's it.
Well, I mean,
That's the
this
quarterback.
year, even if they get rid of Mo, there's still 3 tight ends that's going to need a lot of
Correct.
freaking reps. I mean,
Yes.
between Kylan Granson and Jelani
Mhm.
Woods, and then
Drew.
Then you have your other
yeah,
receivers on the
Andrew
field. Then you
Ogletree.
have your other receivers on the field. There's a lot of mouths to feed.
Yeah.
You got to remember that.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we had that problem last year. And yeah, when you have all those mouths to feed on the field, sometimes you need to take off a little bit of that just to open it up a little bit so you have less mouths to feed so you can hit it to the right guys on the field. Yeah, we had that same problem last year. We had too many mouths to feed.
And I'll be honest with you, I think the Colts have a fourth tight end. If you watch the second half of that season and blocking from, I mean, he's just a blocking tight end, but that's exactly what we need. We've got all the pass catchers. We've got the different flavors, and you got what I think Andrew Ogletree and maybe even Jelani could be that Jack Doyle, Swiss Army knife type of guy that can block and
Right.
But yeah, I always hate. It's like a Polish name or a Russian name. It's like Nikolic or whatever it is.
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
Yeah,
Kalinin, Nikola Kalinin.
Yeah.
If you say so. Like I read it. My dyslexia is just hardcore with that name. I know
We saw him in
about it,
training
I got
camp. He was as big as freaking all the other tight ends. He was a monster.
But
Unless you're talking about the guy that came in late as a blocker. And that was
47,
it.
yeah, played the second half of the season. He was on the practice squad, but he was with us on the practice squad last year also.
Okay.
But he actually got some game reps the second half of the season and was like, okay.
All right. So I'll be the first one to ask after the press conference today. Who do you think? Do you think it's Bryce Young? That's what everybody's saying. Oh, he's tipped his hat. It's Bryce Young.
Here's
Bryce
what I think about Bryce
or
Young. Bryce Young's too short.
It did make me double down. He's not focusing on AR-15. I'll tell
See,
you
that's too bad. That's too bad because my personal opinion, AR-15 could be the next Mahomes. I'm not saying he will be. I'm saying he could be. You know what I'm saying?
He said multiple things. First off, he said quarterbacks come in all shapes and sizes. They can be big, they could be tall, they could be, blah, blah, blah. He said, people want to talk about moving up in the draft as in you have to do it to get a successful quarterback.
You don't. No.
And I say you don't, period.
You don't. Nope.
So I don't think so. I'm still doubling down. I don't think he's going to move up in this draft. And he also said the two things most important to getting a quarterback is a quick mind to be able to read the defense and get through progressions, and accuracy.
And I'll be honest with you, me personally, the presser didn't change my mind. I don't think he narrowed anything down or opened anything up.
He didn't narrow it down.
Well, and that's the thing. I just think Ballard went in and he,
Well, we all know
he knew what they were going to.
He's not going to tell you. They're not going to tell you anything.
No.
They
Right,
never
but my
do.
point is there was nothing that swayed me. I mean, I'm not like Lawrence. I think AR is in the running. You know
I
what
do
mean?
too.
I think he's in the running. I don't think he's the top guy
No,
that they're
of
looking
course not. I don't
You
think
know
you would
what
go
I
out
mean?
and get him right away. Yeah,
like
you are
on their
correct, sir.
big board.
I
don't
I
think
was
he's
more-
number one
Fall to them.
quarterback on their big board.
I
yes,
thought
yes,
more
I
of
agree with you.
AR.
I agree with you, Lawrence. I want to see if
AR-15
someone can fall to them. Yes, I agree with that.
I think AR-15 is higher on the list after listening to Steichen talk about how he said he was talking about he can teach accuracy. He can teach that.
You heard how he said that you can teach accuracy.
Yeah.
He said by he didn't say that he'd make them more accurate. He just said, okay, you could teach fundamental of throwing
You don't think he's
motion
accurate?
and stuff. But then outside of that, it's just about simplifying the offense so that he can get the ball out quicker.
Right.
AR-15
That's
is
not
about the most
necessarily
accurate
accuracy. That's
ball
just helping
thrower
the
you
guy
got.
be able to get the ball to somebody.
I agree. I
CJ
think AR-15 is accurate.
I think
I
AR
watched him all
is more
season
accurate than
long.
people give him credit for. But I
That
will
guy's
say
got an
CJ
arm like
Stroud is
fucking Dan Marino.
CJ Stroud is the most accurate out of all of them. CJ Stroud has touch. He's got feel. He's more consistent. Now, accuracy to me is doing it on a consistent basis. You know what I mean? And I think CJ Stroud is that guy.
I heard somebody, they were talking to, I think it might have been Daniel Jeremiah or somebody. They were talking about Bryce Young,
Oh,
and they
good
said
God.
the kid is like a football savant, though. It's
Daniel,
like he was
Daniel
like,
Jeremiah is selling two things. I've heard that so many times. He was selling Chicago, trading that damn pick, and he was selling Bryce Young.
well, no,
Yeah.
it wasn't no, because I remember him talking about that, but it was somebody else. It wasn't Jeremiah. Somebody was talking about Bryce Young, and he's just like a football savant. And
Fowler.
he was like one of those guys that is a kid in college. They would play a game on Saturday. On Sunday, he would get their plan for next week, and Sunday he would learn it. Monday he would come in and say, we need to change this, we need to do this and change that, and get ready for the next week opponent. I mean,
Yeah.
it's
Just
making him sound like he lived, eat, and breathed football. That's all he
Was
did.
that Jeremy Fowler?
It might have been. I don't know. I forget who it was.
And we just need to remember it's this time of year. I mean, he probably did all that while he was serving food at the shelter for 3 of the days. I mean, these things are always going to be like, extra sauce added to. You know what I'm saying, though.
No, he was working at the homeless shelter while he was doing that. Come on.
But I mean, there's like four guys that I think they all have different strengths and different weaknesses, and it is like a Baskin Robbins. Pick your flavor. What is it you're looking for?
Like I said, we're not going to know anything until draft day.
No.
We're not. We're just not.
Oh, then you got Chicago. They're in a bind now.
Oh
Does it-
yeah.
Yeah, with Jalen Carter and his troubles.
Yep.
I don't think so. They're misdemeanor charges. I read that release from Carter and he's turning
you think it's
himself
just misdemeanor?
in. I put it in Discord if you didn't check
Yeah.
it out.
Oh,
Yeah,
I
I
put mine in Discord, but yeah, I heard later that he wasn't involved in it. It was just his car, so he wasn't involved in the thing. So yeah,
Yeah.
Well, see,
There are
it
two
started.
misdemeanor charges, which means he's not looking at serving time or anything, which means he's not going to have any time away from the organization. So,
Right,
and I
correct.
think that his play on the field, I mean, I'm sorry, if Deshaun Watson is out there slinging the rock still with more, how do I want to say? Much
There
more
goes
gruesome
Jalen Carter right now.
quantity of charges. You know what I mean?
Jalen Carter. Yeah,
There's Jalen Carter right now.
I heard the race car go by.
yeah, no doubt. I heard that.
There's Jalen right now.
Yeah.
But I think he's still going to be top 5. I really do.
No, I think the problem what they're saying with Jalen Carter with that whole issue is supposedly when it happened, he said he wasn't involved. And then he changed his story and said, yes, he was there, but he was like 15 minutes or he was like a mile away. Then he changed it again where he was there, he was racing, but he was behind the car when it flipped. And then he said something about, no, I was up next. I was beside him. We were racing and the car hit the curb and flipped. So he changed his story like 3 or 4 times.
Well,
so people
I
were just bringing the fact out as like NFL teams are going to look at that and get red flags.
See, but I will say, and I don't know, I'm not trying to pretend like I know anything, but he did, and also in that release, acknowledge that there's been faulty reporting all over this thing.
Which always there is, of course.
Well, but that's my point. Is how much of that is, whether it was decisions made or because they've known about this for a couple months.
Right.
Well,
And the warrant was just released, and he is literally going to turn himself in immediately. So it was just basic. Like I told Shannon and stuff, it was like they make this public so he can turn himself in, so they don't have to do any work. They know he's public as hell. Everybody knows who the kid is.
Right.
And I think if he gets in there, and because I was told that they have like 30 days for a misdemeanor case to be heard. Since there was a warrant put out for him, because he's filling a warrant, there's 30 days that they have to try it. So if that's the case, he's still going to be in the clear before
Oh yeah, before the draft.
the draft, or he's going to be in a shit ton of trouble, whichever way this case goes. it should be much. We should have a lot more clarification by then.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Okay, there's going to be a little bit of pushback, I think,
Yes.
because of the whole Henry Ruggs situation that happened not
Right.
very long ago.
He's
Yeah,
right, Lawrence.
Henry
Right about
Henry Ruggs was on alcohol and ran dead into a
And
car.
drugs.
That
And
we're
drugs.
talking about a young kid doing something stupid with other young kids, and I'm just like, look, I remember what it was like being 21. I never was,
And
super
had someone in
wealthy,
the car.
super, huh?
And had someone in the car.
Oh, you're talking about Ruggs?
He had someone in the car. I'm talking about Ruggs. He had someone
Yeah,
in the
okay,
car.
I
He
thought
was
you were talking
drunk
about
and had
JC.
someone in the car. This is he was alone when he was doing it, and they were doing it thing. So yes, it is similar, but it's
It's still
The loss of life.
an
is-
irresponsible situation
Yeah.
from,
they should have gone on a. They should have gone to a racing
Dealing
track
with a car.
to do it. Yes.
I'm not saying that that's going to, it's not. This isn't going to have a Lael Collins effect
Mhm.
by any means. I don't think, where he's just blackballed out of the entire draft.
Right.
Mm-mm. The NFL is pretty good at innocent until proven guilty, and they'll let him. Usually, they let people go further on until he's convicted. And they'll let the clubs make their own decision.
Here's the thing that bothers me or irks me about this situation. They knew about this for a couple months, but the Athens, Georgia police did not press any charges or anything during the college football playoffs or anything like that. God forbid we mess with,
Well, they were.
They did
probably
it last
still
year
in the
too,
middle of
Lawrence.
their
I mean,
investigation.
loyalist. Excuse me. They did it last year too, loyalists with the with the Buffalo punter. They already knew about the
Matt
stuff, but
Araiza.
they.
But
Yeah,
that's my
yeah,
point.
exactly.
These schools are sitting there, and then whenever it comes to draft time, it's like, ta-da! And it's like, oh, this just popped up from under your carpet. You spring cleaning? What the heck?
Let's wait till the day that he's supposed to do his interview at the combine and release an arrest
well, I
warrant
mean, the
for
thing
him.
is they're done with them. They got, they got
Yeah,
their
so
their national.
They say they do their background checks and all this kind of stuff, but they do find it, but they just don't release it.
Right.
They think they can let it slide, and all of a sudden it comes out once they know that this guy's going to make a pile of money.
True.
Well, I only have one black cat now, since my other one passed away.
Sorry to hear about that.
No, it was awful the way he died.
Yeah. Still, I'm sorry to hear
Yeah.
about that.
But
It's,
man, it's just been awful. Freaking 3 months. It's been terrible for me. And now I don't know why the hell my dad's back in the hospital today. I need to call tomorrow morning and find out.
mhm.
But so I don't know, man. I
Are you guys happy that you guys got to keep your defensive coordinator?
fuck yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought that was a great that the
There's
defensive
people
side of
out
the
there
ball-
saying Gus is trash, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
I don't think
you're
so.
out
I
of your
disagree with
damn
that.
mind.
I sat there and
Look at
watched
how good
somebody-
he's- That's false at all. That's false. Look how good he was 2 years ago when he was playing. Man, I remember you guys playing us. Man, we couldn't move the ball on you. It was tough, man. That defense last year, you were still good, and your secondary was freaking unbelievable. The
Mhm.
only problem is you guys had, especially in the linebacking core, you guys had injuries, and maybe even on the line, you guys had some injuries here and there. But especially your linebackers had some injuries, and that was the big part of why you weren't as good as you were last year. Is because like Shaq was out. I was talking with Doc last night, and that's the reason why it wasn't as good as it was.
Speaking of Doc, I sat in Colts Law Discord for about
Mhm.
an hour and a half. I do that about every other day. I'll just sit in there in a voice chat, and if someone sees me, jump in, say hi. Because
Okay. 'Cause,
Kevin,
yeah,
you know,
I kind of look around because I came back in to see on Discord to see if anybody was in, and I saw that little thing he was on, and I popped in.
mhm. Yeah, he popped in yesterday after I was on for about an hour, and we sat and talked for a good hour and a half, 2 hours.
Yeah, him and I talked all late night, and then Ace came in and back and forth. He came in every now and we talked too. Yeah, so we talked last night.
Yep. So, Believe was shocked as fuck because I kept that secret on who the guest was from everybody except for Chuck.
Oh, okay.
Believe didn't even know it, you know. And then when I finished the recording and I told him, hey, I had Brandon Graham on, and they were like, what?
Oh yeah. I saw that. I saw that episode. Yeah, I saw he was on for 30 seconds. Yeah, I saw that.
That was today's episode, but the one that goes out tomorrow, you know, we got
okay.
25 minutes of an interview with him.
Oh,
you know?
okay. Then I haven't seen that one yet.
No, that gets posted tomorrow. I've already edited it and stuff. I just got to post it out. But yeah, I'm trying to keep my guests quiet until I actually get them. You guys, you know, I don't mind saying Paris Campbell, but I'm not going to jump out and tell everybody else until it happens.
Until it comes on. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'd love to listen to what Paris has to say.
Yeah, I would too.
Hell, I can't wait to talk to Robert Mathis, you know, here in a couple weeks. So that'll be fun too. Oh,
yeah. Rob's he's easy to talk to.
Yeah, he is. I'm going to try to get a full off-season media pass from the Colts this year.
Okay.
So I can go to, you know, like rookie mini camp and shit like that too. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try to use Believe's size and sway to see if I can't get that. That'd be kind of fun.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
So,
maybe get an interview here and there,
especially this season.
Mm-hmm.
The offensive coordinator. Did you guys get Cooter?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I wasn't sure if you got him yet because you guys were talking about. I was watching some episodes here and there, but I didn't know if you guys grabbed him or not. I was like, man, that sounds like a
Matt.
What do you call it?
Did you just say we grabbed Cooter? Is that what you just said?
Well, dude, it sounds like a
we're in trouble.
What is it? What is it? No, that was his name on that was the mechanic on what was it called?
Dukes of Hazzard?
No. What is it called? With the
what, the Andy Griffith show?
Andy Griffith Show, yes. Andy Griffith Show. The mechanic was named Cooter.
Yeah.
There'll be an arrest warrant issued tomorrow morning, loyalist.
Yeah, the mechanic was named Cooter. Was that kind of like thing? And he worked with what's his name? With the spinoff for the
Gomer,
the military. Gomer. He
Thank you.
Gomer.
Oh, it was Soupy Sales.
Gomer Pyle.
Jim Neighbors.
Gomer Pyle. Yes, Jim Neighbors.
Gomer Piles was Jim Neighbors.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the guy that played that character though, that was Soupy Sales, wasn't it?
Okay.
Cooter.
Yeah, he wore that stupid hat. It was black.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, you're talking. Okay. I thought you were talking about Gomer Pyle. I got you.
Yeah, that the first thing when he goes, they named up, and they were kind of like making the guys when they were kind of like thing, and I know where they wanted to go with it. I was like, man, that's from Andy Griffith's show.
When I hear Cooter, I think coo.
Don't make me spit my coffee out, damn it.
Yeah, right. Especially on the computer.
Exactly.
What
about
we
this?
Need water cooled, not coffee warmed.
What about this quarterback's coach? You know anything about him?
Yeah. Very little, just what I've read.
He's been with Arizona for the last.
I've been
4
busy
years.
so much today that I didn't even get a chance to look.
He's the quarterback coach from Arizona. That was with Kyler Murray the last 4 years. But I was more interested in what Steichen had to say about that. See, his press conference, I felt like I got a lot more from his than I did Ballard's. But that was because the questions, I mean, Ballard, hey, tell us what you're going to do in the draft. You know what I mean? He's like, yeah, I'm not doing it.
Over and over and over, like he's going to fucking tell them.
Yeah,
He's a good guy, but come on, he ain't that good a guy. I do have a question, and I'm just curious what the group thinks. How much interference do you think Sirianni and the Eagles had in Steichen building his?
Quite a bit.
I mean, it seemed like
quite a bit.
Yeah, and that's like, how's that possible? They can't stop it. So what do?
Give him pay raises to stay. Give him.
You can deny
lateral movements.
That's a lateral move. So,
but they weren't. I mean, Roy Estevan was an assistant. They were going to give him the O-line coach. Okay, this is high.
That's also another situation of just the head coach telling them, talking them into staying rather than going.
Well, it's like I know they wanted to get that the quarterback's coach. What was his name from Philly? They wanted to get him, but Philly promoted him to the OC.
Well, yeah, but that was always going to be the case once they got Steichen. You talking about Johnson?
Right. Yeah, Johnson.
Yeah, Johnson was always going to move up and fill that void for Steichen. But the guy they wanted was that Patullo, who was
the Kevin Patullo.
Yeah, he's the guy next in line to Johnson. I know that was a name that was mentioned, and then, like I said, Roy Estevan, as far as from the Eagles, and we didn't even hear about an interview or anything with that. So, just makes me wonder, because I'll be honest, the one that bothered me the most was the damn O-line coach. Why do you get somebody that with so little? I don't want to say experience because he's been an assistant coach for 6 years. But the thing is he doesn't have a name or anything, and you're putting him in front of freaking the most tenured part of our entire offense. Quentin Nelson, Braden Smith, and Ryan Kelly.
He probably runs the scheme that he likes the most. That Steichen likes in the offense.
Belichick did the same thing this year. Yeah,
I'm
Belichick did the same thing this year.
I just would have liked to seen, especially the O-line coach. I would like to have seen a bigger.
You couldn't get worse than what Strausser was fucking doing. So,
and that's the thing. Everybody is putting Bryce Young to the Texans, and I'm like, they're going to get poor Bryce Young killed. Strausser's going to get him killed. He's going to be out of the league in 2 years. I'm like, is this really how this is going to happen? He will. Excuse me. Whoa. Sorry about the voice crack. But he will. Think about it. I mean,
don't mind that RC just hit puberty.
Yeah. Finally, 52 years old. I got there.
It's about damn time. Jeez.
But yeah, I just.
No, you're right. He'll be dead in a couple years if I don't know.
I'm waiting. I'm expecting in the next week to hear a couple moves on defensive staff.
Really?
I'm expecting a couple guys probably to go and then replace them. And probably have mostly to do with Gus getting the guys he wants.
Well, he brought most of the guys he wants. Most of the guys have been traveling with him. He's got
not Smith, all of them. A lot of those guys are either ex-Colts or
those are other than.
So you're talking about like Mike Mitchell and Ray Cato and
but those are all assistants. I mean, you're still.
I know Ollie will still be here, but
you'll have Ollie, you'll have Milas, and you'll have Smith, and Milas and Smith have been with him now through 4 stops.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, the assistants.
But you also have assistants,
right? Yeah, that's why I said the assistants are okay. If they're ready to move on, because I do think that an assistant job, it's a springboard to the next. Because didn't Cato have like 4 years of coaching already under him?
College,
yeah, college. That's what I'm saying. But you can see an assistant go back to college and take a.
I'm just glad to
Diego.
see though that Reggie's coming back.
Yes, sir.
Yes,
That was-
I like that too. I like that was a great thing to
That
bring
was
him
my
back.
biggest question. You know what I mean? I understood there was going to be a lot of offensive moves as there needed to be. Okay. But I was like, man, can we keep Reggie just to keep a familiar voice with
A
these
familiar
young wide
face.
receivers? You know what I
Yep.
mean? And stuff. And sure as shit. And I was like, awesome.
Well, I think Reggie did a hell of a job with those kids.
I got to
I do
run
too.
here in a minute. I got
Sure.
to run right now, technically, to go get my son.
Okay.
I'll be back in like 10. Okay.
Well, just
Sure.
drive. Just drive. Save your legs.
Well, I'm running to
kidding.
the car, and then going
Okay.
to die because I can't breathe.
And this is from the
And
man
then-
that just hit puberty over here. So.
yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm a late bloomer. Who cares? Be safe.
That's good.
Oh,
Actually, I'm
shit.
gonna stay in this, and
What
I'm
the
gonna-
hell? You just
look
switching
at
screens.
and then
Yeah.
I'm going to mute myself and put up that. Ta-da!
There we go. In case
Well,
someone
that's a
wants
lot
to-
better looking than. No, I was glad we got Reggie. I'm glad that Reggie came back.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
the
am
one that
too.
really-
I am too. I thought
The
it
one
was
that
good.
kind of bummed me out was losing the running backs coach to Detroit. That was,
Montgomery,
yeah,
Scotty.
that was a bit of a bummer. I mean, I don't think that it's as big. I mean, looking at who our running back
right.
room is, you know, what I mean, it's like, okay, I get it.
Well, the big one was Bubba, losing Bubba.
Yeah, well, yeah, but
Oh, Bubba Ventura.
Yeah.
I Ventrone. Yeah, I
Ventrone,
felt.
Thank you. I'm still
No,
learning
you're
the
fine.
name.
But I felt like that. That one sucked, but I totally understood that one. The Montgomery one, I was just like, damn it, come on, Colts.
That's what happens when you bring in a new coach. You're going to see some guys come and some guys go and stay.
Oh, he
and
was
stuff
gone
like
before
that.
that. He had gotten
Yeah.
that promotion to Detroit, so he was gone no matter what.
Yep, we
Yeah.
lost to Bubba and gained to Jim Bob.
Mhm.
And kept our Gus.
Sounds like some down home country cooking. Southern.
Yeah. Yeah, we got Cooter now.
We got Cooter. I just call him. I'm just going to call him Cooter.
We
The
got
offensive
Cooter.
coordinator, Cooter.
I
Can't wait to see the signs in the stadium next year.
Oh, I know. Go Cooter.
I'm too immature to call him Cooter. I'm gonna have to call him Jim Bob or Coach Jim
Cooter,
Bob, JB or something. Yeah, I'm too immature to sit there and keep repeatedly saying the word Cooter without.
They're going to do it, man. They're going to do it. He does good.
Oh Lord.
Funny thing is at least starting off, his role will be basically sort of an invisible role. You know, you'll see him in training camp and stuff, but because
Oh,
we've got
you know he's not. You know who's going to have the card on this offense. I know.
well, Steichen's calling the plays though. That's what I mean.
Yeah,
Steichen,
I know. That's what I know he is. I know he is. A lot of new head coaches are taking the card. That's the way things are going these days.
But I was glad that he got somebody that has had some play calling experience. So if he decides, okay,
To hand it off, yeah.
yeah, you know, at least you've
Or-
got some experience. But I'll be honest
Right.
with you, I'm not.
Or if he needs to do some more managing as head coach, he can spin it off to him to allow him to call some plays. Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
but
You are
that does
correct.
concern me because his history of play calling in Detroit was, to put it nicely, you know.
Yeah, but I don't
True, but at least he's had some. He's not like. Well, we're gonna find out. Kansas City's thing. He went to the Commanders now. We're gonna see.
Yeah.
We're gonna
Eric
see if
Bieniemy.
The enemy,
the enemy. We're gonna see if the enemy can call the plays. I hope. You know what? God bless him. I hope he does well over there.
I think that's a team that's going to get like the Hendon Hooker or the Stetson Bennett.
who's that?
The Stetson Bennett. Yeah, right. The Stetson
I really
Bennett.
do.
Right.
Who's gonna-
Who's Stetson Bennett? That's the national championship quarterback.
No, but
from
I mean, who's going to pick him up? Who do you think?
Washington. I think
Washington.
Washington. You know,
Washington.
they released Carson, so he's out of there. And
What happened to Heineke? Is he still there?
No,
Or is he?
he's
Is he
I
a
thought
free
he-
agent?
I thought look, because someone said that I think he's off. I think he's off contract. Hold on, let me look.
yeah, I'm
Because
pretty
I
sure
thought
he's a free agent.
someone
I'm curious to see if we're going to bring in
Heineke,
a bridge quarterback or let this rookie play.
Yeah. A lot of things that need to be answered before that, though.
Well, yeah, they better cut Matt
There it is,
Ryan.
Taylor Heineke contract breakdown. If it will load fast.
It's coming quickly.
Yes, he is a free agent 2023. Yes,
Yeah.
UFA. So yes, he is he's a free agent right now.
There's several. I mean, you got Mariota. You got
There is
Mariota.
there's quite a few. There's quite a few
Yeah,
free
if you're
agent,
looking just for
decent franchise quarterbacks. And Heineke played very well with the Commanders this year. I could see Heineke getting picked up pretty quick because he managed. Well, here it is. I didn't say elite quarterback. I consider a franchise quarterback someone that's able to game manage the thing and not be a total wash of a quarterback. Anybody who can manage a team and manage the offense is a franchise quarterback. In my opinion, an elite quarterback is someone like Mahomes. That's a thing. So I have different levels of what a quarterback is.
To me, when I hear franchise quarterback, it's a player that you want to build a franchise around. It doesn't mean he's elite.
He could
You know
be.
what I
He
mean?
could be. He could be. You know, we don't know. Look what he did against the Eagles. He fucking annihilated the Eagles.
Right, but if you're going to start with somebody at that level, I mean, wouldn't you want to go at least?
But here it is. All you need,
Sure.
they've proven, all you need is a game managing quarterback to build a franchise around. They're showing
But that's what I'm
lately
saying.
that
You can get that in the draft this year. If you look at the Stetson Bennett's, I think he could give you that. I do.
That's true. No. That's true. But if you're not in the,
you get him in the second or third
draft
round.
someone new. You could draft someone new. I mean, yes, you could go, but he's a free agent. He knows the NFL game speed. He knows how to do a playbook. So why not grab somebody who's in the NFL, then grab someone right out of college who you have to get him ready. You have to get him ready for the NFL, and you don't even know if he's going to be NFL game ready, you know, and is he going to sink or swim? Heineke is not going to sink. He can swim in the NFL.
Yeah, but my point is if I bring on a guy like that, I'm giving him a 1 year incentive laden contract.
Well, you know, you can get him 1-2 years and whatever, and draft someone. Of course, draft someone behind him to thing and see how it works. Of course, yes,
yeah, and that's why I was calling him a stopgap, because they're just sort of filling that gap until you get your young rookie going.
You could do that, yeah.
That's why we're going to bring in Minshew and have the
power
of the mustache.
You guys bring in Minshew. You guys going to bring in a third. You guys going to draft a quarterback, have another quarterback below him. What's his name? Ellinger or
Ellinger, practice squad
Ellinger.
guy.
You're going to have Ellinger. You're going to have a drafted new quarterback. You're going to have Matty Ice, and you're going to bring in
Matty
Ice.
They'll
cut
quarterback.
They'll
Matty
cut
Ice
Matt Ryan. They'll
cut
him.
Oh, you're going to cut him?
Yeah,
what is his what's he going to cost to cut?
Okay, if we cut him, we're still hitting an 18 million dead cap, but we save 17.2 as long as we do it by March 17th.
So it's a basic 50-50. It's a basic 50-50 cut.
Yeah, close.
You save this much, you lose
Right.
this much. Okay, all right, that's not bad.
And that's where, like Tom was saying, bring in a Minshew, or like I said, a Jacoby Brissett or a Mike White or somebody that's,
for a year.
That's
get
serviceable.
on the vet minimum or whatever,
A 17 million. Give him what you save. Give him what you save for Matty Ice.
I wouldn't mind seeing Jacoby come back for a year. I love Jacoby.
I don't know where Jacoby is as far as that goes.
Hey,
you know what I mean?
I don't know if he'd want
I've
to come
always
back,
liked
but-
him.
Yeah.
I've always liked him. I thought he was a decent quarterback. I thought he was a good game managing quarterback. Sometimes it's what scheme you're running, what coaches you have under him. It's the different things that might have left a sour taste in some of the Colts, mouths, that you didn't know what was going on, why he didn't work in that Colts. And there's certain things I'm sure he had some great games when he played for the Colts, you know what I'm saying, or some or some, if you look back at some of the games, I'm sure he did very well on some of the games.
Well,
I
the
know
thing
when
with
he played.
Jacoby, I mean, you think what he went through. Hell, he didn't know he was going to be thrusted into that.
Oh yeah.
Luck retires, and okay, Jacoby, it's all
Yeah.
on you. So
Hey,
Here's how-
he played good for the Patriots when he did start. He played fantastic.
See, here's how I think of Jacoby. I think Jacoby is a freaking top-notch quarterback for the 1960s. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Sort of
Yeah.
that old school football. You know what I mean? I think
Oh,
Jacoby.
yeah. He what do you mean is he doesn't bring that extra additive kind of like drive.
He's not about stretching the field, even though he's got the arm talent to do it. You know, he just doesn't throw it down the field. That's not. I don't think that he's. Something bomb's about to go off. If we lose Lawrence's feed, we're really done. But no, Jacoby, like I said, if you want to, 15 yards, 16 yards, or if you want him to bulldoze up the middle for freaking 6 yards every time,
yeah,
he's your guy.
Are you a so let's ask you, let me ask you this question real fast, Loyalist. Are you a pocket passing quarterback guy? Or are you a quarterback guy that you like him to run? Are you an athletic where you like him to run? Which quarterback do you like?
Okay, here's what I am. I am a pocket passing quarterback kind of guy that has come to the realization that I need my pocket passing quarterback to be able to move and extend plays because of
Okay,
the way
that's fair. That's fair. You want him to be a little athletic, not like a Tom Brady. He just like to sit back there and
you need somebody like a Joe Burrow.
he needs yeah.
No, he wants Andrew Luck. That's what he wants.
Well,
He wants old school.
Watch Ballard trade back in this draft and get Tanner McGee.
oh Jesus! Don't.
That's almost as bad as freaking FanDuel sitting there putting out that.
Carson Wentz photo. Oh my
Yeah, and the worst part was these freaking putzes. They photoshopped it. They couldn't even just go back a year and get.
I know,
I know
right?
they had him in a
number 2 jersey. They just sat there and no, we're gonna Photoshop this in.
number 11. I was like, do they know something we don't? What the hell? Don't even. No. I would say this about
number 11. Michael Pittman Jr. is still on the team.
Exactly. Jacoby, I guess though, was a hell of a teammate. He was a great locker room guy.
He is. He's a very good. Yeah, yes, you are correct. He's a very good guy in the thing. He is.
He was one of the best things that happened for the Colts' defense because when he was across from those,
Oh yeah,
the starting defense, when he was the I hate calling it this, but the dummy D, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And stuff. He really gave those guys 110%. I remember watching him just going, I bet a couple of those guys aren't a fan of that. And I think it didn't take long and most of them.
Quarterback.
What?
yeah. When he's a scout team.
Scout team quarterback.
Yeah, that's what I said when he was part of the dummy offense and
Damn it. Get the
Woo!
I told you, earthquake. We're losing Lawrence.
That's a bomb. That bomb actually went off.
Oh, you heard me say that? Okay.
My fucking cat, man, rubbing up and down on my damn tripod.
Oh Lord.
That's funny as shit. So let's ask this. If you're sitting at 4, would you be what do you think about Kentucky's quarterback? Would you guys be interested in him?
Yes.
I never asked that.
You
like
That was Chuck's number 1 fucking choice like a month ago.
No, it was more like 3 months ago. Thank you. But
Okay.
but I also made the statement that he was the only one that I had actually seen any of. But I'll be honest
that's the only guy you've actually seen footage on. Okay, all right.
Yeah. And
But then he had
I know him
puberty.
too.
and I was still easy. I was still salty for what
He's
what
got good
Stroud
coaching.
did to my
He's had
Golden
real
Dumbers.
good coaching.
Yeah,
I
Stroud
love his
wasn't
coach.
nice to my Golden Dumbers a week 1, so I was still a little bitter about that. But Stroud, I think, is the safest pick. I think Stroud would be somebody that
yes,
somebody that, and I think he's going to be there at 4. I do.
he has the best.
You don't
Stroud
think
has the best
don't-
floor.
Go ahead, Matt. I'm sorry.
Oh, Stroud has the best floor.
Do you don't think another team or two other teams aren't going to jump up there and try to get a quarterback?
The thing
Absolutely.
is,
I think they're going to
Carolina
jump
might.
up to go get fucking Young.
Carolina
They're going to
might
try to
might-
get
might.
number one, go to number one.
Yeah,
And I'll
but
be honest with you,
they want the athletic quarterback though.
and the thing is I really don't think that Chicago wants to fall below 5. So that's a problem for them. I don't think that Arizona, if Anderson's there at 3, I'm sorry, I would be freaking. That ticket would have been in.
Yeah.
You know, let's keep it moving. You know what I mean? Because Will Anderson is like the perfect fit for what, at least to replace the loss of JJ and at least stem that tide a little bit. So, like I said, I really believe the Colts are going to find themselves at 4. And
with 3 out of the 4 to choose from.
And the whole thing is I just can't convince myself that the Texans are going to take Bryce Young. But if they do, like everybody's saying, if they do, I'm like, yeah, this could be the best case scenario for the Colts. They could be sitting at 4 with 3 viable candidates.
Now,
For
ideally,
me, Bryce Young was never a viable candidate.
ideally, if the Texans really want Bryce Young and they thought that we were going to jump up to try to get him,
Yeah.
if they would trade with Chicago and give them their second pick and their number 12 pick to move up to 1 so they could get Bryce Young, then, yeah, we stay right where we're at and we're fine.
So, and Daniel Jeremiah is doing his damnedest to get that pick sold for the Bears. So it's like, and the thing is if you start looking at the Panthers, the Seahawks are the only other team that I'm like, but from what I understand, they're really not going to make a push for any of these guys that much.
In all honesty, I think the Seahawks are set. I think their guy is as
Geno.
good as any of the guys in this draft.
Yeah, Geno.
Yeah, Geno played fine last year.
Well, they're the only other team that really has that extra draft capital to could do something like that.
Arizona drafts Bryce Young. Fuck it. They're going to own all the short quarterbacks.
They're going to fuse
Denver's
the two
like,
together.
"Good, that means we're trading ours."
They're going to fuse Bryce Young and Kyler Murray together and get a 6'4" quarterback.
Only problem is all the good characteristics for Bryce Young would be thrown out the window because Kyler Murray's such a damn diva. He's just like, you don't get to speak, you don't get to do that, you just go away.
Oh, shit.
No, I'm not reading that damn playbook.
Yeah. I'm going to play my video games, damn it. Leave me alone.
Oh, my goodness. Someone asked me about this. I don't like Kyler Murray as a quarterback or a person. And because they said, what's your thoughts on it? And they DM'd me, and I was like, I don't like him as a quarterback. What's wrong with him as a person? You know him personally? And I'm like, no, I just pay attention to the freaking news. Yeah, anyone who's selfish and lazy enough to throw a baby crybaby fit over something that's in his contract because it makes him look like a child, and then throws a child fit to get it thrown out,
True.
I don't want my contract making me look like a baby. I'm doing that. Thank you.
Right?
Now, I'll tell you something that might happen. I don't think this will affect us, the Colts, but if Baltimore doesn't use the exclusive tag on Lamar and they just tag him with the non-exclusive tag,
I think
there's a team out there that would probably give 2 number 1s to get him.
It's $42 million for the exclusive tag. It's
Right.
32 for the non-exclusive tag, and they would get draft picks out of them for that.
Yeah.
And that's where I think they're going to go.
2
And
number
I think
1s.
they're gonna, yeah, exactly. And I think that's where they're going to go with it because they want the draft picks out of them.
Well, here's
So
the
I think
thing too. If they go with the non-exclusive, yes, the
Mhm.
deal is the other team would have to give up 2 number 1s,
Mhm.
but Baltimore then has the opportunity to match the contract. So you're taking the contract out of Baltimore's hands. The other team's going to come up with a contract And Baltimore's going, okay, well, we'll give you $1 million more, and we're done.
Exactly. And I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to put that 32 million because they can afford that 32 million, but I don't know if they can afford the 42 million because that's a lot for a franchise tag.
Well, I don't know who wants Lamar Jackson. He can't even get a damn shoe deal signed.
And it makes more sense to put the non-exclusive on there and then do it that way. It
I
makes
don't
more
see an
sense.
issue with affording because franchise tags don't count against salary cap.
Oh, they don't?
No,
Oh, okay. Well, that makes more
franchise
sense.
tags do not count against the salary cap.
Oh, I
I didn't know that.
Did you hear that shoe deal thing that came out this week though
I
about
did
him?
not know that.
He's missed out on a massive shoe deal because they couldn't come to negotiations because he doesn't have an agent and all this other crap. I'm like, oh my God. I felt like Baltimore was putting that out in a heartbeat. Going,
That's good to know.
I didn't know that.
I did not know that. That's good to know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I had the same question. I was thinking about it. I looked it up like, I don't know, a month or so ago and found out that, franchise tags don't count against the cap.
Okay, well then maybe they will then. If it doesn't count against the franchise tag, then they'll do it.
That's basically straight out the owner's pocket. That's a lot of money to be like, here, you can play for a year.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
No kidding.
oh, when
You can
compare it to
franchise exclusive tag me for $50. All right.
Yeah, right.
when you figure what he's trying to get fully guaranteed, they're like, well, this will be the cheaper up for a couple of years. So.
Right. He turned down a 5-year, $50 million a year contract.
Really?
Yes,
Wasn't enough-
because
it
there was
wasn't-
not enough guaranteed money.
It's not enough
Right.
guaranteed money. See, he's going against the
Deshaun
what's his
Watson.
name? Deshaun Watson.
Yep.
He says he didn't do nothing last year. He walks in the thing and he gets all this guaranteed money where I have all these fans and I have all this and I'm doing all this thing to my body and I'm running up all this thing and I want this guaranteed money. That's what he's thinking.
I
Yep.
said this when Kirk Cousins was the first guy that got his fully guaranteed. I'm like, these guys, now that it's happened, these guys are going to push for that crap every time. These
Oh, yeah.
top players are going to be like, no, I want fully guaranteed, especially the quarterbacks.
Mm-hmm. Well, dude, the
Well,
receivers
if
are doing
my,
it too.
If my contract is $50 a year, I want it fully guaranteed.
Right? This ain't baseball, man.
What I don't understand is how do they restructure Deshaun's? His was fully guaranteed. How do they restructure that?
I don't know if you can.
I seen something about the Cleveland said they could make some cap space by restructuring Deshaun Watson's contract.
Oh,
I'm
you
like,
can move the bonuses around so that it ends up being prorated.
Okay.
but didn't they eat most of the bonuses all in last year because he was only making $1 million?
That was but I'm saying for this year, you could take the guaranteed salary that he has and move it to signing bonus.
Right.
And then that'll prorate over the extension of the contract.
Contract.
Good Lord, the end of that contract's going to be a nightmare by the time they get to it.
Dude, it already is a nightmare. They already lost when they signed it, dude. Dude, they're not going to have any players. They're not going to have. It's going to be it's already garbage.
Sucks to be
at
Cleveland.
least, you know what?
Yeah.
I'd rather be in the Brown shoes than the freaking Raiders shoes right now. In all honesty, because the Browns, they're stuck with that quarterback, but there's a chance he could be decent. The Raiders straight up said
true.
they can't fire Josh McDaniels because they don't have money
Yeah.
to hire a new guy.
True.
Yeah, but
And
I-
they had Chucky first, and now they have him. They had two coaches back to back doing that. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And I still think there's. I mean, you look at. I think the Broncos are in a very bad situation with their quarterback. I think I don't know. I said this last year when they gave
I'll
Kyler Murray
disagree.
that big fat contract. I was like, oh, I do not understand that one. I think
No.
that's a really bad situation. And you think about it. Look at what the damn Cards have done. You know, ever since they had, what was it? They drafted Rosen, and then they turned around and drafted Murray the next year, and then now they're. It's just not good.
When Kyler Murray does not have a certain
D-Hop.
DeAndre Hopkins to throw the
Yeah.
football to, he's ass.
Yep, you're right.
Well, and he asked for out. D-Hop asked out, so.
I don't know if he's going anywhere, but
I'll tell you what, though. I was sitting here thinking, if the Texans were to pass on a quarterback this year and go all in next year on a quarterback,
Which is possible.
I know. Think about
Because
this.
their
though. You got
quarterback is serviceable.
Yeah. Davis Mills, yeah. So you got a quarterback with Trevor Lawrence, okay? You've got a quarterback in more than likely a Caleb Williams or somebody of that ilk next year for the Texans. And then whoever the Colts pick up here, you know, it's like,
Why
wow,
don't
this
the Texans go get the defensive end instead?
do what?
What if Chicago grabs Carter and the Texans draft that pass
Will
rusher?
Anderson.
See, the thing is, I think the Texans would draft. Texans would be more willing to draft down because they have so many holes. I mean, they could go
Well,
back.
I know that, but pass rusher is a big deal. You
No,
know,
I get that, but you could sit there and get like Tom was talking earlier. You can get any of these teams that have 2 first-round draft picks, you know, and you're still going to get that for a 2, and be able to fill more of those holes.
hitting on a guaranteed pass rusher, in my opinion, is about just as rare as hitting on a guaranteed quarterback. You know, like the rarity of it, you know, you just don't see it very often. And those
back.
those are like the TJ Watt type situation, you know, or you
Right.
know, a Bosa situation where
Myles
you know
Garrett.
the dude is going to be huge, like Chase Young, you know.
Yeah.
If you see one of those in a draft and you're in need of one of those, you get them. I mean, it's just unless you have a need at quarterback. Because in my opinion, the top 2 spots, quarterback, then pass rusher on your team.
Right.
And that's a big reason why I think that we need to bring back Ngakoue and do like I've been saying for the last couple of years with the wide receiver. Bring in Ngakoue and get some talent and elevate the floor of this room. You know what I mean? Let's get someone, especially on the D line, because you're rotating those guys out, you know, 8-man deep if everything's running properly. You know, and it's like, come on, man. If we're doing that, I want 8 starters. I want 8 guys that are just dogs after the quarterback.
Or Chicago trades back to somebody else like Carolina, you know, and they pick up a quarterback. Shit, Texans grab Jalen Carter. Again, you know, they haven't had, like you said, they haven't had a guy like, you know, dominant on the defensive line in a long time since JJ. So
I think that could be because that's where they would get the most draft capital.
Yeah. You look at their coach. I mean, it's a possibility.
yeah, damn straight. Their coach is a defensive guy. I mean,
And as long as this legal stuff doesn't go sideways, Carter is my number 1 guy in the draft. He is just such a dominant beast. I mean, I think you could put him out week 1, week 2, and he would make his presence known in that game. I just really think he's that damn good. Now, obviously, if he's against a Kelsey or somebody at center, then yeah, maybe it'll be a bit more of a struggle. But I mean, you put him against most I'm sorry, but you put him against Ryan Kelly the way he played this last year, he's going to look like a superstar. You know.
here you go. What if we give next year's? I know you're going to hate the idea of giving away next year's first round pick, but give away next year's first round pick and this year's second round pick to the Texans to switch spots, or not to switch spots, but to actually get the second and and have the 4th pick too, and end up getting like one of the
Texans
defensive
ain't gonna
guys
switch
and a
with you.
quarterback.
Texans ain't gonna switch with you.
No, but I mean, fuck, I would do that in a
If
heartbeat.
they're looking to build up draft
next
capital
year.
for Caleb next year, they
Yeah.
sure as
Okay.
fuck could.
And I'd do that in a heartbeat because now you're protecting
Well,
your
it never
quarterback.
hurts to pick up the phone. It never hurts to pick up the phone.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, though, Lawrence? Because I would do that because now you got one team you don't have to worry about because it's you. I'd
Yeah,
still
right,
draft
'cause
my quarterback at 4 because I'm not risking
Next
Carter.
year's quarterback class
Yeah.
is
or
phenomenal.
actually for the Colts, I would probably go with Anderson.
Yeah,
Because,
as a pass
you know,
rusher. Yeah.
Yeah. So
But
I mean,
still,
I'd go
you
with
know,
Anderson at 2, and then I'd pick up, because now you're almost guaranteed you're going to get either Stroud or
trading in the conference for draft is completely different than trading a known quantity of a player.
Right.
They're
Yeah.
trading in the draft is one thing. Trading Deshaun Watson to you is a fucking completely different thing.
It's different
You
things.
know?
Correct. Well, I mean,
Hey,
I
if
agree with
we called about that, they can make this call.
Yeah.
to Matt's
because
point.
you
To
don't
Matt's
you
point,
don't know
though,
what a
it's just
draft pick is gonna. You don't know what the draft pick is gonna
Exactly.
be. Yeah,
Exactly.
right.
But
It
to
could be a
Matt's
bust.
point, doing that in the division, that
Mhm.
there's generally a taxation for that if you do that, But no, I
But
do
it
that
never
in a
hurts to
heartbeat
pick up the phone. It never hurts to
because I
pick up
do
the phone
think,
and ask.
honestly, I think there's 2 quarterbacks. If with the proper guidance and everything goes right, I think there's 2 quarterbacks in this draft that could be long-term franchise dudes. I'm not saying that they're going to be the top 1 or 2, but I could say they can make the top 10 on a regular basis in a couple years.
Who's that? CJ and who?
CJ and
Booker.
no AR. I think AR with the proper guidance could really be
Yeah,
something.
with a proper coach and the proper team,
Yep.
AR could be a really good quarterback.
Well, we got the right coach for him. I tell you that. We got the right coach for him.
There's Malik Cunningham. He's real fast.
Oh no, I watched him on the Senior Bowl. Yeah, I know, right?
No, I'd give up a 1 next year if we got both our two nemesis for Chris Ballard. If we got 2 guys that we just thought were the dudes, hell yeah, and get them a year early. Only problem is boy, our contracts better get in order before that 5th year extension's up because both of those
shit.
guys are going to be awful damn expensive. We got a 2 and a 4. What positions? Don't worry about it. We got a 2 and a 4.
and by the 5th year, fucking 5th year extension, 5 years from now, that shit's gonna be like $30 million for both guys.
What do you mean per quarter? Because
Yeah.
hell, they're making $50 million for quarterbacks now.
Right.
Not on 5th year extension though.
Not on 5th year extension.
No, but I said after that 5th year extension, that when they get
the
their
6th year.
contracts, they're going to be making like freaking. What are you getting? About $78 million a year. How much that's guaranteed? I can't tell.
But actually, that's not a bad idea. Is taking it. They said that maybe taking the quarterbacks out, do more instead of paying them on their 3rd year, unless they're an elite quarterback, like the Burrows, the Mahomes, whatever. Taking
Kyler Murray.
yeah, right. Taking the quarterbacks. Yeah, right.
Whatever.
Taking the quarterbacks out to their maybe their past their 4th to their 5th, maybe even going into their putting a 6th year onto that quarterback and then pay them if they're worth it. So you really know that what you got before you go out. Either go out and get a new quarterback or pay them, and then you got a long-term thing is where you're paying them. You got 6 years of where you're paying them on a lower scale instead of them paying this huge amount of money on this 3rd year, when you just got this game manager or whatnot that you can have a game manager, but you're not paying this huge amount of money in this 3rd year on an average quarterback. You don't have this elite quarterback. You can pay this $45 million a year. You wait and you move it out a bit. I listened to this GM for what was it? He was a GM for Brett Favre, and he explained this out, and he said this would be a better way of doing it for quarterbacks nowadays for more of an average quarterback.
But
And
the
I said,
thing is,
you know,
if you get a guy and you know you got him for 6 years at a manageable price, who's going to stop these guys from turning this quarterback into the running back situation? Every 6 years, just re-up and say, hey, because most of these guys build these things on a 5-year cycle.
oh yeah, but what you do is if he doesn't pan out, then you can get rid of him earlier. But if he is panning out, you can keep it going a little longer at a lower price, and then when it comes time, then you can start paying him, and it'll be cheaper to do it that way. Hey,
But-
he did very well. He was a very good GM.
But I agree. I know who you're talking about, and I agree he is very intelligent. But here was my thing, though: the Baker Mayfields of the world, the Daniel Joneses of the world, they basically are only going to get 6 years, and that's it.
Right.
Because they're not going to do enough to sit there and take on this Herculean contract because they're going to make up their money somehow. You know, these quarterbacks are going to get their money somehow.
Right, but if they only do 6 years, then you never have to pay them this huge contract, and you can go find another one. Get my point?
That's what I just said a few minutes ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
Turn it into the running back spot. Just keep rotating it out until you find an absolute, God at the position.
Yes,
Right.
yes.
Hell, I'll give you all my money and name my kids after you. Just go get me a Super Bowl or two.
Did you know that Rodney McLeod was a UDFA?
Yeah.
And that he wasn't even invited. I mean, now, Chuck, I know you know this, but he wasn't even invited to the freaking combine.
Really?
Really?
And look at the career he's had.
I didn't know he was undrafted.
I know.
Where'd he go to school at?
Our corner was the same way.
Where'd Rodney go to school at?
Auburn, I think.
UCLA?
Oh, was it? I thought it was Auburn.
You might be right. Hold on. I can't remember 100%. Hold on. Let me look. Why does it always kite that in?
No. He's out of Virginia.
Virginia.
Yeah, he's out of
It
Virginia.
wasn't
PT, Virginia. That's right. Duh, I'm stupid because of the shooting that happened.
Yep. That's what I just thought of too. But I was like, no, wait a minute. No, that's wrong.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, he was on the show when that happened.
Yeah, I didn't know he started in St. Louis until I looked him up. He was a Ram. He was a Ram.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what's his name? Was your other co-host? He was from Auburn, wasn't he?
That's what I got. I got him transposed.
That's the word of the day, ladies and gentlemen.
What's that?
Transpose.
Why? Oh, okay.
Because it's the first big word that we've used and heard.
I thought maybe some people been saying it a lot and I just didn't know or something.
No, you don't need that.
I'm excited. I'm very excited about this year.
I am too.
So,
Got some concerns, but I don't expect. I mean, I don't know. Give me 5 or 6 wins this year. Be competitive. Let's keep this thing going.
Yep. Lose enough where we can get Marvin Harrison next year.
Talk about it.
There's a plan in place here. Come on.
You want a pocket quarterback? Go get Aiden O'Connell.
What? Who the hell are you talking about?
The Purdue quarterback.
No.
Purdue
Hell
quarterback.
no.
He's a pocket quarterback.
Oh, Lord.
He moves, I think he moves about as well as Eli did.
That's better than his brother.
Eli
Yeah,
won 2
it's better
Super
than his
Bowls?
brother.
Yeah.
Jeff Saturday was able to outrun freaking Eli's brother.
I don't know if Peyton would make it in this NFL. I don't know.
Oh yeah, he would.
oh yeah, he would.
He would still outwork and outthink these guys.
Oh, he would, but it'd be. Oh.
He might not be drafted number 1 overall. He might
Right.
be drafted like 10th or something. Well, in this draft, he'd be drafted number 1 overall because there is no guy that's
There isn't nobody.
No.
Yeah, this draft, yes.
even
Yeah,
as a
you're
pocket
correct.
quarterback. I mean, if you got the shit that Manning had, in Tennessee, he'd still be picked number 1. But maybe next year Caleb might be the number 1 pick, and Manning
Correct.
might be number 2.
Two. Yeah,
Right.
correct. Especially because he's athletic.
Mm-hmm.
From what I'm understanding, there's maybe 2 more that would be pushed to push Mr. Manning down. I guess there's like 2 or 3 like
What,
really top-notch.
Tulane? You got Tulane. You got South Carolina. You got God. Who else? There's one more.
Wasn't there one out of Tech coming up?
It's possible, something like that. I can't remember the
Smith
fourth
or
one. There's
something like
4
that?
really good ones. There's four really good ones.
Donovan Smith or something like that. Does that ring a bell, Matt?
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, I'm trying to remember, but I know it's South Carolina, Tulane, him, and someone else, and I can't think. But they're all really fucking good.
I'll be right back with you guys in just a minute.
Oh, you're good. My son's
But USC's fucking USC's friggin' awesome.
my son's making a Chicago style pizza downstairs, and I am really wanting some. I haven't had Chicago style in a while because they brought him back at his work, and he brought one
Oh,
home.
from his work. Okay,
Yeah, he works
okay.
at
I was like,
Papa Murphy's.
yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Oh. But
So, what other pieces are you guys looking at in the draft to go after besides
Offensive
quarterback?
line. Offensive
Probably-
line.
You're thinking
definitely
the
a
offensive line.
guard. Definitely a guard. Probably a cornerback. Maybe a pass rusher.
Maybe a wide receiver.
Maybe wide receiver.
Running back.
Wide receiver's pretty thin this year.
Running back. I think we could put in another piece because
I'd go
running
get
backs are fairly
there's some
deep.
decent wide receivers coming out of free agency this year.
Depending upon if you want to keep like here's the thing. Okay, I like Moss. I like Deion Jackson as backups. Both of those guys as backups.
Right.
But if you're planning on moving on from Jonathan Taylor,
No.
if you have even a sniff of thought about it, you draft a quarterback or you draft a running back.
Yeah.
somewhere.
Right.
Oh, you draft that kid from Texas.
Oh no, he's first round.
Oh, you drafted them high then. Okay. No, I was just talking like I said, there's some good depth here. I thought if you could just get a 4th back to, maybe even supplant, Moss.
We should draft 3 or 4 more tight ends.
That's
That's what we should do.
we do anything in the
That
tight
guy
end.
from Georgia, I love that guy from Georgia. That tight end from Georgia.
He doesn't fit what we need. We need a blocker.
He is a blocker.
He's a who? You talking about what's his
Georgia
name?
Bulldogs.
Yeah, he's a pass catching tight end.
Yeah, but he can still block. Have you ever watched him?
No, I mean
watched him all
I
season.
mean we just need a guy that just blocks. That's it.
That
Yeah,
guy
no
blocks like crazy.
no catching. Just
Yeah, we
block.
got Jelani Woods. We've got
Oh, you want
Ogletree, we got
strictly a
Granson.
blocking? You strictly
Yeah.
want a blocking tight end?
Look, if
Okay.
we just needed a blocking only tight end, then we take our we go draft a left tackle and take the left tackle we have now and
no
move him
shit.
back to
Yeah,
tight end.
What the hell? Yeah. Don't draft a tight end just for blocking, man. You want a little bit of both, man.
No, like I said, this guy's going to be in there. He's your heavy tight end set. He's going to be in there whenever you're looking at JT going, take us home, my guy. Let's run this clock out for the next 11 minutes with this 13-point lead we got.
I
The
mean,
guy
if you
from
want
Notre
a
Dame
mobile
is
big
fantastic.
quarterback, 6'7",
Well, the guy from
200
Georgia is 6'8".
pounds.
Here we
The
go.
guy from Georgia is 6'8".
No, he's talking about the Jelani Woods being our quarterback.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
that's right.
Played quarterback in college.
That's right. Then we wouldn't even have to draft a quarterback. We just bring up Jelani.
Jelani, I don't know how you can do this, but throw it to yourself, my guy. Find yourself in the open field, okay?
Brady was trying that for his entire career, and I don't think it worked.
Who was?
Jelani
Who's that?
throws it up for Drew Ogletree to tip it back to him.
Oh God, this will be an interesting season. Oh shit, we're definitely getting Marvin Harrison Jr. next year with the
Only
first
rookie.
overall pick.
No, I think
Weirdest
Atlanta. I think
I wanna
Houston's
hear.
going to be scrapping out for that spot. Chicago might be.
Every damn team out there is going to want either Caleb or Marvin Jr. I mean,
No, I just meant they're so far off of being a viable.
Yeah,
team.
the receiving core next year is going to be fantastic next year. The receiving core is going to be
But-
awesome next year.
some things that I would like to be able to say when doing a live game reaction to a Colts game is Jelani
Touchdown.
Jelani Woods catches the football. He turns upfield. He's got a lead blocker in Paris Campbell. that wording alone would be so funny. You know?
Oh, by the
Paris
way,
would do it.
Yeah,
I will
Paris
have-
would do it.
I will have to let you know. I won't be able to do the live game reaction next year if we draft Bryce Young, because every time he gets hit, I'm just going to pass out of fear. Oh God, is this career over?
I'm watching every game. I'm watching every one of them. Then
If we do, I swear to God, I swear, Chuck, if you do that, if we get Bryce Young, I am going. I'm going to record the first time you say, "Oh my God, is his career over?" And I'm going to have it set off to the side so that every time he's hit and sacked, I'm just going to click it and go blam, so it'll cover the whole screen. Oh my God,
his career's over. He's dead.
Nah, I don't want to go that far.
I would just for the.
He can only be
LOL.
maimed. I don't want death. He can only be maimed.
He lost an arm. Oh no. He's
I'm lighting the
Oh.
torches now. We're coming for our GM.
now watch Bryce Young get drafted and be the MVP next year or something, or the offensive rookie of the
No.
year.
No, he's 5'10", dude.
If we get if we get Young as a quarterback, you'll have that, and I'll just be like, Papa Smurf pulls back the pass.
He's like, Bryce is like, whatever you do, we're not doing the color rush all blue. Holy shit.
Blue
Okay,
and
I'll
white,
tell you
right?
what. If we get Bryce Young, we're not going to run that Philly scrum play on 4th and 1. Hell, he'll get killed.
I can see it already. One of the first plays that
Hurts ain't
I-
that big a dude either, though.
He's
Be like
thick.
the Raiders, and you'd be like, Gargamel takes out Papa Smurf.
I'm telling you right now, first play that Steichen's going to have to put in is the Lollipop Guild. You know, just
That's copyright.
We want you.
Oh my God. This is going to be a long off season.
It is.
The
That's
see,
why
thing is-
you have it.
I'm afraid to act like this around the guys, like over on Believe. But that's just because it's they're players.
That's a big difference between us.
I don't know.
Yeah.
They probably would find it funny. They probably would find it funny.
Gerard might find it funny. I don't know if
Yeah.
Rodney would find it funny.
Well,
but-
Rodney's
I
playing,
don't know. I
that's why.
think they would
Rodney's
laugh,
still
but
on
they
the
wouldn't
team.
say anything about it. You know,
Yeah,
They-
right.
we might
Right.
catch us. They might go, and then-
Gerard would start laughing, but Rodney's on the team. There's the difference.
Rodney's not. I mean, Rodney's on the team until free agency starts, and then he's a free agent.
Oh, okay. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
because Lawrence has seemed to think that he's going to be. He's more on the Chuck hopeful side of things that he might make another year out of it.
I
With
hope so.
Gus being here, I hope.
He
Oh, no.
seemed.
No, he's a free. He's playing again. Rodney said he's going to play at least one more year. He told me that a couple weeks ago, but he don't know where.
Where?
He seemed excited that Gus was coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He likes the guys on our defense, but at his stage of his career, does he want to go to a place that might be a legit contender next year?
Right. That brings him a ring. Right. Because if it's close to his closing where it's his last year, would he want to go find a team that might be able to where he can go get a championship?
Well, that and he's just been an East Coast guy his whole life. I mean, he went to school there, and then he turned
Still lives
around.
there.
Yeah,
He's there right now.
Is he a free
Yep.
safety?
I need to ask him to send me some Philly steak.
This
No.
year was his first year as a strong safety. Yes, you do.
Okay.
My wife attempted to make some the other day, and I just looked at her and she's like, "Yeah, this ain't good, is it?" I'm like, "It's okay. I appreciate the effort."
Good answer, Chuck. Good answer.
No, it was okay. It was just the bun got super soggy, and it was just like, oh, so close.
My wife don't cook. She makes mac and cheese.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Now, I will say she can she can fry stuff.
What are
She
you
can make
doing? I'm gonna have to
like-
mute you. I can't let Shannon hear you say stuff like that. Stop that.
she can make stuff. She's good at like making fried chicken or pork chops or something like that. She don't cook anymore. I'm always the one fixing the meals. Always. I don't mind cooking though. At least then I know whatever it is I'm going to be eating, I'm going to like.
Yeah, you know what's in it.
Yeah.
I just can't afford the stuff I like.
You're here.
I can afford the stuff I like because I don't have expensive tastes.
No, I mean I love steak. I haven't had a steak in like 5-6 years.
I'm okay with
Really?
a burger over a steak.
Dude, $2 steak, brother.
No, I mean a steak. I'm talking, sit down like
Oh,
ribeye
okay.
or porterhouse or something,
New York?
No, I'm not talking about just a piece of beef. I mean, I can do that.
You want New York? You want like New York, whatever? You got
No,
a Costco card? You got a
Ribeye
Costco
is
card?
more my price point.
You
Ribeye's
got
a lot-
you got a Costco card?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I've ever even seen a Costco.
My wife said they were just setting up a place out here.
Well,
No, there's
I
one.
know.
There's one down in Indy.
Well, I haven't been to in
Yeah.
Indy in a while.
Right.
And that may have been why she
Well,
was talking because
I have been. I just drove through it,
Yeah.
to go to the my basketball things.
Yeah, because
she
at
may have been
Costco,
talking about they're
you
closer
can,
to
you
Indy
can get
too
a
because we were
whole
all
big
going to
piece
Costco.
of meat, like a whole big New York or a ribeye. It's like thing, and then you just unwrap it, and you just take a knife and you just cut the size of steaks you want, and it's a whole lot cheaper when you do it. And I get it
got
down
a-
to about $8 New Yorks. That's where I get it down to. I get about $8
Well, yeah,
New
but
Yorks.
You still got to be able to blow that big wad to get the whole chunk of meat, and that's my problem. I mean, if I've got $40 after all the bills are paid, I'm like,
Okay.
fuck mac and cheese, we're
I
upgrading.
was-
Hop on, here I come.
I'm just trying to help. Okay, I'm just trying to help.
No, I know.
Hey,
I'm
just get in
you
your car, rent a what are those like hitches that U-Haul, hitch a U-Haul to it, drive it out there to the Midwest. They lose cows all the time. They
There
won't
you go.
miss one.
You like deer? You like deer?
I think I'm gonna find another AR. It's just not the AR I want from that car. He's like,
You like
AR-15,
deer
you
loyalists?
all right?
You like deer loyalist?
Yeah, I love venison.
Man, go out and kill a deer and cut it up, brother.
Yeah, well,
Put it in your
been there,
freezer.
done that. That's
a little
been
late now, isn't it?
yeah. It's a
Yeah,
seasonal
yeah,
thing. for
yeah.
sure.
Season's over.
Yeah.
Matt's trying to get my ass arrested. Lawrence trying to get my ass
Right?
shot. What's
You're
going
like,
on?
"No, officer, those ain't bullet holes. We hit it with the car."
I'm not worried about the officer. I'm worried about the farmer seeing me steal his damn cow. He's the one that I'm worried about.
Just tell them that you're taking it to the vet to make sure it's okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
there you
yeah,
go.
right? Yeah.
You know damn good and well I'm going to try to find a shadow and just stand real still and go, moo.
No, he's going to get a car. And
Oh God. I could see you out on some dark road on a country road trying to coax a cow into a U-Haul. That would
Hell, I have to drive further to go get the U-Haul than I would to come
if
back.
you coax
my
a
neck of
cow
the
in
woods
a
to pick up
U-Haul,
the cow.
you are gonna mess up that U-Haul.
yeah. Get the insurance on the U-Haul.
Yeah, no doubt.
My Chrysler's looking at me going, no, what are you doing? I didn't like the weight of the U-Haul, let alone with anything in it.
Oh shoot.
Oh wow.
It's a 2-ton. That's a 2-ton piece of animal, man.
That's pissed off.
What you got in the U-Haul? Roadkill.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you this though, squirrel ain't that bad.
It's a little gristly, little rabbit's a
Mhm.
little greasy, like a lot greasy actually, and squirrel's
know.
got a lot of gristle in it.
I know it does.
Bones and squirrel. Little bitty bones and squirrel.
Rabbit's all right.
Rabbit's like I said, rabbit's okay, but it's greasy as shit. You know,
Kind of like duck.
oily. It's like
Yeah,
very
I know what
oily.
you're talking about.
Best meat I've ever had. Best meat I've ever had was bison.
Bison.
Yes.
You like the bison?
If you can cook the gaminess out of it, bison is just so. I mean, it's like the top level steaks that are
All right.
super lean.
I would suggest that you start with a cow first before you try to get a bison in a U-Haul.
Yeah,
Just
no doubt.
just a word of
Especially since they're
warning.
out-
Yeah.
Especially since they're out west
You know,
and they could run fast.
Oh,
Cows just
and
stand
don't
there.
try to milk it if it has horns. Okay.
Oh no. Hey, Lawrence, there are female cows that do have horns. So you just got to know between the udder and the other thing. Okay.
The cat looks at me
Or
going,
udders.
no, buckaroo, what the hell are you doing?
I know. I like it.
I like elk. Elk is really good food.
Yeah, elk is good.
I never
Elk is
got
very
it.
good.
My dad
Never
got
had elk.
one year, but I never. That was when I'd only moved out like a year, less than a year, and I was still I hadn't gone home very much because I was 17, just saying F it. He offered. He's like, "Yeah, come by, pick up a side." I was like, "Oh, that's all right," and I didn't talk to him for a while. And by the time I came back to see if I could get any, they were like, "It's gone." I was like, "Damn,
Ain't lasting
gone.
long.
no."
Those things are huge.
You can get elk over at Bub's Burgers, but
Yeah.
I think they got one in Indy now as well, besides Carmel. But
What's it called?
Bub's Burgers,
Bub's
B-U-B apostrophe S.
Never heard of it.
Oh, it's not a chain.
Ah.
It's locally
it's not
here
a chain.
in
Yeah.
Indiana, but they have their own elk farm, so they specialize in elk burgers and stuff like that. So yeah,
Yeah, down here, I
maybe
go to
the
a place-
best restaurant. They make their own hot dogs, and it's not like hot dogs. It's not freaking 1 pound freaking sausages. You know, yeah.
Yeah, there's a place
Massive
down here.
sons of bitches.
I can get any game meat. I can get any game meat. It's called Deer Run Game Poultry.
Just no, I'm not going to Ursay for any sausage because you don't know shit about
We
making
don't know how to make sausage.
I love making sausages.
My my best friend married a actual Polish chick. Like her family's
Oh,
from
nice.
Poland.
Nice.
And they I guess 15, 20 years ago, they set up a shop in New York State making honest kielbasa, right?
Yeah.
Like true kielbasa.
Love it.
Right.
Love it.
Oh my goodness. They shipped me some for free just because I was a friend.
nice. Nice.
Oh my God. I'm drooling. That stuff is
Yeah.
so good.
It is.
Oh, you can't buy that shit over counter, man. That stuff is just
No.
the
Someone who
spices,
really knows how to
the
make
way
it.
way they cure it, and
Correct.
the texture, everything is just so much better.
And they're using real casing too.
Yeah. Well, it's also like $15 a pound. So
Right.
is what they sell it for.
Right.
But it's if you want good damn food, you're gonna pay for good damn food.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Right.
I know. I worked in restaurants that you had to pay for food.
Hey, honey, I got 8 ounces. Yeah.
Oh shoot.
Take it back. The hospital bill just came in. Shit.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to cut it here and go and eat me some pizza
Okay, sure.
and finish my final episode of Highway to Heaven. I started that a couple weeks ago. Just
Oh,
I'm on
Highway
the
to
last
Heaven.
episode of all 5. I went through all 5 seasons in 2 weeks.
Damn, that's some power
Jeez,
watching
Paul.
right there.
Yeah, no kidding.
That's when I wasn't working or doing family time. I was just sitting down watching the show. Because it. The only problem with Highway to Heaven is that might be the only show that I've ever watched that can make any grown man fucking just fall into tears instantaneously. On just about any episode that they do, you're just like, what? It's either that or I've hit my midlife crisis, and I'm going through the hormone changes or something.
You just hit puberty too? Jesus.
Yeah, I must have.
What's going on?
So what's next? Lawrence?
I don't know yet. I'm gonna figure it out.
You want to figure it out? All right.
It will not be another Michael Landon show though, because I'm done crying over shows.
I get that. Have you watched the Alice? Have you watched the Alice with Mel and all that shit yet?
No, not yet. I was thinking about maybe doing Mel's Diner and Alice.
Mel's Diner. Yeah.
I was thinking about it, but I is the hungry guys. If you haven't watched the Patreon version, it's up. It's got the whole thing. I think you'd enjoy it.
Okay.
A lot of cool shit
Sure.
that we talked about, before we even started recording. So with me and Rodney and Gerard while we was waiting on Brandon to show up. So
I'll watch it.
awesome. Yep. All right, guys. I will talk to you later. You guys have a good one, okay?
All right, you
All
too.
right.
Mhm.
See ya.
Later. I'm going to end this live stream, though.